one more author. Hello, Lori. This is Lori Leachman. Lori is the author of The King of Halloween and Miss Firecracker Queen, A Daughter's Tale of Family and Football. Thank you for being here with us today.
I'm happy to be here.
What is the overarching theme of your book?
Oh my goodness. I guess the overarching theme would be a family story about growing up in football and what the football life is really all about. But more importantly than that is the last part of the book where I address the issue of CTE, because my father died from CTE, and that was a 20-year experience for us, and that, like everybody else here, it was the motivation for the book. It comes out of your own personal experience. And I wanted to provide a context for other families that are going through this. It is an exceedingly difficult thing to deal with, cognitive decline in general.
Mm-hmm.
In this clientele, you have a lot of very big, very aggressive men, and that is very difficult to deal with. It's very hard to find a place to take care of them, caregivers that can handle them, and families are left with a big bulk of the burden.
Absolutely. So this really includes a lot of important, informative takeaways, as well as a personal story that has that interest as well. So you get a little bit of both there. In order to write this book, you had to recall all the details of growing up with a professional coach and in a man's world. Was it difficult for you to delve back into that?
Well, I'll tell you one sort of funny anecdote. There's a chapter in here where my father is coaching in the Canadian Football League and is playing in the Grey Cup, which is the Super Bowl of Canadian football. Mm-hmm. And the first time I wrote the book, I wrote that we won that game, okay, because that was my experience of it, that we actually won the game. And I asked my mother, yes. Then I thought, when I was doing the last iteration, I better fact check that just to make sure.
Yeah.
And I found out we actually lost.
And,
and I called my mother, and we had a great laugh over it, because we were like, oh, we were just so happy to be there. We were such country bumpkins. We thought the whole festival of it was just great. And that explained why we never had a ring or a trophy in the house.
But all this time you grew up thinking that.
I did. That was my way I experienced it.
Turned your memories upside down.
Yeah.
Is the competitive nature that you talk about in your book still a part of your everyday life?
Sure. I mean, I'm an academic, and I'm a professor at Duke. And in that game, it is always about being on the edge some way, and I'm sure that that is a skill that I learned through my family experience.
It really became a driving force for you in your career.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us today. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.